It is leg day here at the Formal Fitness Gym, and I am your host, Jim Dandy. Today I am utilizing the rubber band to show you a multitude of leg exercises. So let's get started. Using the rubber band, you get some resistance out of that, so you're really getting nice deep stretch in those leg muscles. Now I have a few different options here. I've got these bands, which I like because they're already together, and it's a nice length across, so I know what I'm getting out of it. I have this one's a little bigger wide, but it's not as big around, and I thought you wouldn't be able to see it as well with the black pants. Then you have some of these straps, which you can always tie together. So if you want something that gives you a little more leeway, that's good as well. Okay, and we're just going to start simple. We're going to step to the side, to the right, and back. And you want to push outward on that band. That's when it's going to give us that nice resistance. Now, unlike the upper arm workouts we've done, we're not looking for a specific rep or anything on this. We just want to do a nice, good 30-second to 1 minute, just to get a nice fatigue. And this is just a warm-up. So we're getting a nice side-to-side motion. A lot of times you can follow with the music, and the music will kind of direct you to move on. So we're going to slow down here. And one good thing about the leg workout is you want to keep moving even when you move on to other exercises. So now we're going to kick the legs back. And you're going to start feeling a nice fatigue in these upper thigh muscles and the glutes a little bit. And it's important that you just keep breathing through that. Nice deep breaths, breathe through the fatigue. Okay, now we're going to step forward. Nice big steps, and then step it back. Right, left, back. Left, right, back. Right, left, back. Left, right, back. And you should really be feeling it now. We're getting a nice warm-up in those upper leg muscles. You should start really feeling fatigued. Okay, now we're going to step it out again, this time for 2, back for 2. And come down a little bit, get a nice little bit of a squat in there. Really stretch out those glutes and those upper back muscles. Okay, and again we're going to kick back. We're actually going to kind of just step back this time. Heel to the floor. Just get a nice extension there. Again, keeping time with the music. You should start to really feel it. Doing a nice, good fatigue here. We're warming up those muscles. They should really start to scream at you. Okay, we're going to move it forward again. This time we're just going to do one leg at a time. Out and in. 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 Out and in, out and in. Keep that leg nice and straight. Okay, I think we're all warmed up. We're going to move into the repetitions. We're staying completely straight. Leg is straight. We're just going to bring it out to the side. Feel free to bring that arm out for balance. I like it on my hips. And we're just out and in. Out for 2 and for 2. Out for 2 and for 2. Again, looking for those 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Now this time we're going to pulse. We're going to come up, we're going to pulse. Double time, double the repetitions, up. And you may need a little bit of balance for this. That's good. We're working on our hip bands here, which is going to help with our balance a lot. One thing that is good with any workout is to really strengthen the core and strengthen those hip bands. That's really going to help with balance. That's going to help with your posture. That's going to help with any fatigue in those lower back muscles. Okay, and one more for good measure. On to the left side, because what we do on the right, we always do on the left. So again, just on that nice 2 count, up for 2, down for 2, up for 2, down for 2. Nice slow motion, maintaining intensity in the muscle through the duration of the exercise. And we are looking again for those 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Nice. Okay. Alright guys, double time. We're going to come up and continue that pulse. Again, if you need to put your hands out for balance, please do so. And remember, double time, double the reps. Breathe through that fatigue. Nice deep breaths. And one more for good measure. Whew. Alright, moving on. Turn to the side again, so you can get a good look at what I'm doing here. This time we're kicking back, we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to go straight back. And you almost kind of lean forward a little bit as you do. And you may want to have those arms out for balance. I like to have one forward, one to the side. Again, we're just on a nice 2 count here. Back for 2, down for 2. Back for 2, down for 2. Again, we're looking for those 12 to 15 reps. You're going to really start feeling it here in this other leg. We're keeping straight. We're getting a nice full extension of all those leg muscles. And one more for good measure. Pause for a second, get a nice breath in. Nice deep breath, and pulsing, double time. Remember to keep that leg straight. We're working different muscles here. We're not working the glutes, we're working further down into the leg now. And remember, double time, double the repetitions. Nice deep breaths. Breathe through the fatigue. And one more for good measure. Turn to the other side. Because again, what we do on one side, we always do on the other. And we're going to come back. It's just a nice 2 count. Make sure that leg is nice and straight. We want to make sure we're working the right muscle groups here. Nice and straight, back for 2, down for 2. Again, looking for those 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Pause for a second, get a nice breath in. Nice deep breath and double time. Pulse, pulse. Double time, double the repetitions. Make sure we're breathing deeply. Breathe through that fatigue. Your muscles are really going to be screaming by the end of this. That's good, that's what we want. We want to push ourselves to the edge, but not over the edge. So if you feel like you're going too far, drop out when you need to and jump back in. And one more for good measure. You're kicking forward. Leg lifts. And it helps to bring the one leg back a little bit, just to give you a little more resistance in the rubber band. And leg lifts. Bring that leg up as high as you can. You want that knee to kind of come lateral with the belly button. So we're getting a nice stretch in this upper thigh. Again, we're working those glutes and even getting a little bit of a stretch here in the lower abs. And one more for good measure. And we're going to move to the other side now. Again, bring that leg back, one leg forward, and lift. Up for 2, down for 2. Keeping a full extension in those muscles all the way up and down. Again, looking for 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. All right, we're going to get back to the right this time. And we're going to double time. So come up and pulse. Pulse that leg. Double time, double the repetitions. Nice deep breaths. Breathe through that fatigue. One more for good measure. Whew. Guys, I'm feeling it. All right, other side. Again, bring that leg back, the other forward and up, and pulse. Double time, double the repetitions. Nice deep breaths. Breathe through that fatigue. And one more for good measure. All right, this time we're kicking forward. Leg stays nice and straight. Just a nice 2 count up and down. Again, maintaining intensity in those muscles all the way up and down, not releasing until we hit the bottom. And again, we are looking for those 12 to 15 reps. One more for good measure. Alright guys, double time. Getting a nice pulse. Deep stretch into that muscle. Remember, double time, double repetitions. And one more for good measure. Okay guys, other side. What we do to one side, we always do to the other. So we're just going to come up, again on that nice 2 count. We're looking for those 12 to 15 reps. Maintaining intensity all the way back down. And one more for good measure. All right. Double time. Come up, pulse. Nice short movements. Really get a deep stretch here in these muscles. Again, double time, double the repetitions. Breathe through that fatigue. You're going to really start feeling it, especially in this other leg as it holds us up. And one more for good measure. Move on to lifts. I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of get a good look at what I'm doing here. And the band is going to come up slightly higher. Just a little higher up on the shin here. And what you're basically going to do is you're going to bring that leg back. Nice and straight back. A nice curl up. Get a nice leg curl in again on that 2 count. Up for 2, down for 2. And we of course are looking for that 12 to 15 rep mark. And one more for good measure. Alright, Alright, take a breather. And we are going to pulse, double time, up. Press upward. We're working that glute, we're working the quad. You're also going to feel it on this other leg you're keeping straight. You're going to feel nice fatigue in that muscle as well. So we're just getting a nice overall leg workout here. And one more for good measure. Turn to the other side. Working the left this time, because again, what we do on one side, we always do on the other. And again, just getting a nice backward extension there. We're working that glute. We're working the quads a little bit. And just on a nice 2 count, up for 2, down for 2. Maintaining intensity in that muscle all the way down and all the way back. Again, looking for those 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Alright, down, take a nice breather. And move into that pulse. Up. A nice full extension of that muscle, double time, double repetitions. Again, if you start to get fatigued, just breathe through it. Nice deep breaths. Exhale. And one more for good measure. Woo. Your legs should be screaming by this point. We're going to come down into a nice kind of squat. Take that rear down some. Extend that lower back. Nice bend in the knees, and we're just going to come out and in. Again on a nice 2 count. Looking for those 12 to 15 reps. And one more for good measure. Alright, double time. We're going to come down. We're going to pulse. Those legs stay out. Push them out as far as you can. Nice quick repetitive movement. You're going to get a really nice stretch in here. Guys, I'm really feeling it, I have to say. We've been working out hard today. Breathe through that fatigue. Keep going. And one more for good measure. We are finished. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. Time to do some stretches. It is always important to stretch after every workout, so we don't over-exasperate those muscles, and we're able to use them the next day without too much fatigue. So first thing I want to do, we're going to stretch the quads out, grab up the ankle here, pull that leg back as far as you can. Lean forward a little bit if you want to get a deeper stretch on the front of that quad. Again, holding those stretches for about 15 to 20 seconds. Other side. And if you have to put your hand out for balance, that's fine. Some of us are new at this and we're working on our balance. That's a good thing. Okay. Glutes and lower back. Cross one leg over the knee. And sit. Lean back like you're going into a seated position. Go as deep as you feel you can to get a good stretch all the way through that sciatic nerve. And again, hold that for 15 to 20 seconds. Good. Other side. This may be hard for some of you. It's all about balance, so just do what you can. Okay. Alright, next we are going to lean forward. Come all the way down, touch those toes. Legs, try to keep your legs as straight as you can. If you have to put a slight bend in the knee, that's fine. Come down as far as you can. Get a good stretch all throughout here. (15 to 20 seconds). Okay, now we're going to take the leg out, point those toes. We're going to come in nice and straight, come in and touch those toes. Try to keep that leg as straight as you can. Again, 15 to 20 seconds. Other side. Good. Alright. Now I'm just going to come in. Nice deep breath. Up and out. Let it all out. And you're finished. That is resistance bands. Until next time, Jim Dandy signing off.